Welcome to GetawayGeese. We are Stu and Jane, and with Harry, our Ford custom auto camper, we share our adventures. I'm sorry, have you ever seen a question and answer where they have the envelopes? Bless you.
Welcome back to the next Q&A, whatever number it is.
Yeah, we've lost count.
We've collated, or I've collated all the questions into categories if it's your first time you've watched us. So I've got van and trip type questions you've posed. So we'll do a couple of trip ones first of all. So if you can think of any other questions you want to ask us, keep doing it and we'll keep on creating the videos if that's what you want. So this is from Andy B off YouTube.
We're going to keep creating them anyway, whether you want them or not.
Well, it depends if we've got questions.
Yeah, sorry.
Andy B off YouTube. When it comes to choosing locations to visit in Harry, does the time of year to plan to travel factor in your decision? For instance, Ireland has looked spectacular in the autumn, and I suppose the crowds are smaller too, or is it less planned than that?
It's meticulously planned because it's Stu.
When we go, yeah.
And when we're there?
No, because we went from place to place in Ireland in the end, so we didn't plan as much.
Yeah,
as
no, we didn't. This is really good for Stu as well. Stu's organisational skills are just on another level to most people, whereas I'm the exact opposite. What was the question?
So when it comes to choosing locations to visit Harry, does the time of year plan to factor in your decision? So we tend to go out of season.
Yeah, we do. We like to travel when it's not school holidays. That's quite important.
Because we can.
Yeah, because we can. But also, because we want to go back to Ireland, we have decided next time we will go in spring. Yeah,
go in the opposite season just to see the differences there and that. So, and I think most locations, if you go, there's 4 seasons. I think if you go, you could go to a place in 4 seasons, see 4 different things. If you're with me.
Yeah. I think the season I wouldn't want to travel in is summer. Yeah,
so summer wherever their summer is. So yeah, we say we'll always be at home in the summer, enjoy our garden, enjoy the house in the summer. We enjoy Christmas for the family reasons more than anything else. There's always a lot going on around Christmas. So it tends to be that. So, do we pick a country for that? I guess we haven't come across where we've had to factor in the weather. I guess if you went to Norway or Scandinavia, you'd have to be careful with the snow and all of that. We haven't got necessarily a van that's going to cope with those type of conditions. So we haven't had yet to do that, in fairness. But going to the likes of Europe or Ireland in the out of season is key for us. And we'll often look at, when we're planning, we'll go, when's the school holiday in that country?
Yeah,
and we'll try to not be in that place, and that's not always possible, but we'll try not to be that. So yes, it does factor it in. We don't get into now. We're less detailed in our planning of where we go. We go from place to place, but So I hope that answers that one. Thank you, Andy, for that. The next one is from J Lynch 22 off Instagram. How have you both mentally recovered since the brutal attack on Harry at the pier, and have you guys taken any steps since the traumatic event to help you react to similar fight or flight confrontations in the future? I think the first thing I'd like to say there before you do is it wasn't a brutal attack. So that it wasn't a brutal attack. And this is all about your level of what is. We were disturbed, and there was an object thrown which actually upset us at the time because we thought it was more. It was more
the fact there was a kerfuffle right by my head in the middle of nowhere, and I felt the van move. I mean, what causes that? You can't rationalise it, and so that was the scary bit. But after that,
and they said, have you both mentally recovered? To be honest, we created the video to help part of that anyway. It was part of what happens to us. We'd always share that with you. But the day after, we actually decided to move on fairly quickly. We both said we need to do and get this out of the way.
We'd already said when we went out in Harry that one day something's going to go wrong, and we've got 2 choices. We can let it upset us, or we crack on. And I mean, obviously, we haven't had something really horrible happen to us, and maybe we'd react differently. I don't know, but we're full steam ahead on it. If anything happens in the future,
It probably unsettled us for about 48 hours, where we didn't stop us free camping, wild camping, whatever you want to call it. It didn't stop us doing it because we thought it was best to get back on the bike effectively and go and do it. But it made us feel a little bit uneasy, a little bit more difficult to sleep, etc. But gradually we got back into it.
It was just the fact that when we were driving out, I was convinced they were going to follow us.
Yeah.
You know, it's that sort of thing that
you exaggerate your feelings.
But no, it didn't. No.
And it says, and the second part, and have you guys any active steps since the traumatic event to help you prevent, react to similar fight or flight confrontations? So the answer is yes, we have. We had a huge reaction to that video, and we know there's other YouTubers like Wisdom in the Wild that had more vicious attacks certainly than ours, and that. But yes, it has, and therefore we have done certain things. I won't go through them all on here because we've actually created a security video where I've covered that off. But the answer is yes, we have. We've listened to some. We haven't taken all of them on. Some of them we've accepted the risk. And I think that's important to do. You recognise the risk, you either accept it or you do something about it. And in some we've accepted it, something we've done things about it, and we'll cover that off in the video. And that's a difference. That's a mixture of behavioural things that we can all do, and things that we've gone and bought, mainly for personal security, I would say, more than anything else. So have a look at that video and that. With regard to fight or flight, I want to be absolutely clear here, is I will always run away from a fight. I'd just send Jane out the van if there was a fight
and I'd
going
like
on.
to be clear, I'll always be behind him. I mean, my heart, I thought was going to come out of my chest for the first few sort of 2 minutes. I was just... Yeah.
So, okay, so the next one was at the van category. Last one. If you had to replace Harry, what would you do differently? That's from Chris Kemp. So, hi Chris. Thanks for that. We know Chris from down at the Hay on Wye site that we go to.
Hopefully see you soon.
See you soon. So, if you had to replace Harry, what would you do differently?
So, it's difficult because I wouldn't replace anything about Harry. I wouldn't replace the size of him, the layout of it, nothing at all. The only thing that I would like, because we have been in a motorhome, it's an oven, but I'm never going to get that in that van size. So that's sort of a wish that I know I'm never going to get. And it also had a bathroom, which is something else I wouldn't have. We had it. We never used the bathroom. So an oven would be the only thing that I could add on to Harry to make him even more perfect. So
I think the only thing I would say to that right now is you never know in the future what changes, and as you get older, maybe you'll. So right now that's how we feel. Maybe in 5-10 years' time, perhaps we'd say something differently.
It's difficult, really, because Harry is our one and only. Because we're not in a position financially to go and change. And
I think if Chris is saying that if you had that ability, would you? I mean, we often look at vans and we go, no. There was one I'd seen that maybe if I had it, but the bottom line is it was what Harry is. There's a right size for parking, for getting to those locations and that. So at the moment, I haven't seen anything that would make me go, "Oh, can I have that? Can I have that now?"
Yeah.
So I think that's the answer.
Pretty proud parents. I don't think so.
Okay, so that's the end of that quick Q&A. Say if you've got any other questions, just drop them in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you want to watch all the other previous episodes, go back and watch the other Q&As. They're all there somewhere on our channel in a playlist. See you next time.